Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. In a world full of darkness, tiny rays of light still find a way to shine through, even if we can't always see them. That light has always been inside you. The life you're living today started the moment you decided to be brave. But what happens when that light feels like it's fading? Have you ever felt like you were on top of the world, only to suddenly wonder where you truly stand? Today, we're going deep into something you might have felt yourself. You were the Sigma woman everyone looked up to. So why do you now feel so lost? You have known what it feels like to be strong and unstoppable, yet maybe now you're starting to doubt your place in this world. Today, we'll walk through these questions together and find new ways to heal and grow. If you're ready to uncover hidden truths and open doors you thought were locked forever, make sure to subscribe and join the time-tested advice community on this journey of discovery. People often see the Sigma female as a symbol of strength, independence, and quiet mystery. She's the lone wolf, the woman who doesn't rely on others for validation. But there's much more to her story than just being strong and mysterious. She doesn't just break society's rules. She creates her own path, refusing to be boxed in by what others expect. And because of this, the world can't help but admire her. But have you ever wondered what happens when carrying all that strength starts to feel heavy? When you're the one others depend on, it's easy to think you must have everything figured out. Yet even the Sigma woman can experience moments of doubt and confusion. The very traits that made her shine can start to feel like a heavy burden. Independence that once felt like freedom might now feel like loneliness. Strength that others admire might hide a quiet sadness inside. What happens when admiration doesn't lead to deep, real connections? This is the struggle of many Sigma women. Being seen as strong can sometimes make you feel more alone because the people around you don't always see your real heart, just the image of your strength. It's a strange and painful feeling, being praised but not truly understood. Your strength has always been your greatest pride. It's what allowed you to break free from society's rules and stand on your own. But what was the cost? The more self-reliant you became, the more you might have unknowingly built walls around your heart. Strength, while beautiful, can sometimes push others away. Being the strong one often means there's no space left to show vulnerability. When you're always expected to hold everything together, who is there to catch you when you fall? The Sigma female, admired for being tough and self-sufficient, can end up isolating herself without even realizing it. She may not need others, but deep down, she still wants connection. It's easy to wear the mask of "I'm fine" for so long that you start believing it yourself. But eventually, you begin to miss the comfort and support that come from being close to others. Sometimes, being strong can actually hide deep loneliness. By relying only on yourself, you might lose the chance to build meaningful emotional bonds. Real strength isn't about facing everything alone. It's about knowing when to accept help too. Even the strongest souls need a safe place to rest. And understanding that asking for support isn't weakness, it's wisdom, is the first step toward true balance. As a Sigma woman, you've always valued your independence. Relationships were something you believed you could handle without losing yourself. But carrying the image of being so strong can have a hidden cost. Emotional walls that keep real love out. You might find that your friendships or romantic relationships feel empty, more about proving you're worthy than finding real, heartfelt connection. At some point, you realize love doesn't feel as fulfilling as you thought it would. You've been chasing it outside of yourself, hoping others would fill a space inside you. Yet true love, the kind that nourishes your soul, doesn't come from other people. It starts within. The Sigma woman, even with all her independence, isn't immune to feeling lonely. Instead of admitting this loneliness, she often keeps pushing people away, believing she doesn't need anyone. But deep down, the real reason we seek love in the wrong places is because we sometimes tie our worth to how others see us. When we don't get the love or attention we crave, we start to believe something is missing in us. But the truth is, the love you've been searching for was never out there. It was always inside you. To break this cycle, you have to start by loving and accepting yourself, flaws and all. Only then can you truly welcome love that's real and lasting. You always chased independence, the dream of living life on your own terms. It was the bright star you followed, your idea of ultimate freedom. And in many ways, it gave you strength. Making your own choices, walking your own path. It was empowering. But over time, you may have started to notice something troubling. The very freedom you fought for is now weighing you down. When independence turns into isolation, it stops feeling like freedom and starts feeling like loneliness. As you focused on your goals, you may have unintentionally distanced yourself from meaningful relationships. The deeper you went into your independence, the harder it became to connect. The dream that once fueled you now feels like a heavy burden. You thought being free meant peace, but instead it can feel like standing alone in a crowd. It's important to realize that real freedom doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. True independence is about keeping your sense of self while still sharing real, deep connections with others. This is a powerful truth for Sigma females. Being self-sufficient is beautiful, but not at the expense of your heart's needs. Freedom doesn't mean choosing between yourself and others. It means being strong enough to be you while still opening your heart to real love and support. Because the deepest kind of freedom comes from knowing you don't have to walk your path alone. At first, choosing to be alone probably felt like your decision. You pulled away from the noise of the world on purpose, wanting peace, space, and a chance to think clearly. Maybe you believed that spending time by yourself was just a healthy break, a way to recharge your energy. But as time went by, something changed. Being alone stopped feeling like a decision and started becoming something you couldn't easily control. The more you embraced the Sigma lifestyle, the more you shut yourself off from the world. You built emotional walls, convincing yourself that you didn't need anyone else. You felt strong on your own, and in that feeling of independence, you mistook isolation for true peace. Over time, though, a quiet sadness crept in. The world around you got quieter, not in a calming way, but in a lonely one. It became harder to find people who really understood you. Being alone too much can be harmful. Yes, solitude is important to recharge, but real human connections also bring healing and happiness. Sigma females sometimes view relationships as distractions or weaknesses, but thinking that way can rob you of the warmth and richness that meaningful connections bring. When being alone stops feeling like a decision and starts feeling like your only option, it's a sign that something needs to change. Even if you're strong, even if you're independent, a part of you still craves connection, and no amount of isolation can replace that. The answer isn't to give up your independence. It's about finding a middle ground, staying true to yourself while letting a few trusted people into your life. You can be strong and still be loved. You can walk alone sometimes and still walk with others when needed. The real challenge is knowing when isolation has crossed the line, when it's no longer protecting you, but quietly hurting you. Opening up, even just a little, is the first step toward feeling whole again. Walking the Sigma path isn't easy. On the outside, you may look calm, confident, and unstoppable. But inside, you often wrestle with fear, doubt, and the heavy pressure of living up to the image of being invincible. Becoming a Sigma female involves huge personal growth, but it also comes with silent struggles that most people never see. One big challenge is the pressure to always appear strong. You've built a reputation for being independent and steady. Now, everyone expects you to always be like that. But deep down, there are days you feel tired, unsure, and even overwhelmed. Trying to live up to this perfect image can become exhausting. While others might think you're untouchable, you know the truth. Being human means feeling vulnerable too. Trying to hide your softer side all the time can wear you down. It's important to accept that you are allowed to struggle. You don't have to carry every burden alone. You don't have to always be the one with all the answers. Real strength is not about being tough every minute. It's about knowing when to let yourself lean on others, when to cry if you need to, and when to admit that you're not okay. No one, not even a Sigma, can carry the world forever without breaking. It's time to change how you see strength. True strength includes softness. It's about balancing your fierce independence with the ability to ask for help when needed. Growth means embracing all parts of yourself, the tough parts and the tender ones too. Being a Sigma female means carving out your own path, proud to walk your journey alone. You've always believed that your way was different, special. But sometimes the path you created starts to feel less like freedom and more like being trapped. Maybe you've pushed people away for so long or chased your dreams so fiercely that you now feel unsure about where you're even going. The freedom that once felt so empowering now feels lonely and unclear. The very traits that made you strong, your independence, your lone wolf spirit, start to feel heavy instead of liberating. You begin to wonder if, somewhere along the way, you lost sight of the things that truly matter. Did your need for independence cost you relationships and experiences that could have brought meaning to your life? Many Sigma females reach this crossroads, far down a path they can't easily walk back from. You might start questioning if you've missed something important, something that would have made your journey richer. It's important to remember, growth is not a straight road. It's okay to pause, to rethink your path, and even to make a few turns. Choosing a different direction doesn't mean you failed. It means you're learning. Flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. The good news is, your journey is still yours to shape. You can adjust your course anytime. You can reconnect, rebuild, and find a new balance between your independence and your need for connection. Your path isn't lost. It's just evolving. And that evolution is what makes it beautiful. Change is a natural part of life. As time goes on, we all grow and evolve. But sometimes, after all that change, you might stop and wonder, who am I now? For the Sigma woman, who focuses so much on building her own path and staying independent, it's easy to lose touch with the person she was deep down. Have you wrapped yourself so tightly in the image you've built that you can't see who you were before it all started? When you cling too hard to any one role, whether it's the Sigma identity or something else, you risk losing sight of your real self. You may have spent so much energy showing strength, independence, and emotional distance that you forgot how it feels to be open, vulnerable, and truly connected with the world. But what does it really mean to know yourself? It means peeling away the layers, the labels, the roles, and the expectations that others placed on you, and finding the real you underneath. Being a Sigma woman is powerful, but it's only one part of who you are. There's so much more inside you, parts that may have been pushed aside while you chased independence. You can still be strong, but you don't have to be stuck in just one identity. Knowing yourself means letting go of the pressure to always fit one label. You are not just the Sigma woman. You are a full, beautiful, and changing person, capable of growing and becoming more than any title could ever describe. Let yourself be open to change. Allow yourself to rediscover the many sides of who you are. From the outside, you might seem like you have everything under control. People look at you and see strength, independence, and a calm that few others can match. But what they don't see, and what you may struggle to admit even to yourself, is the silent battle happening inside. As a Sigma female, you don't just live up to others' expectations. You create even higher expectations for yourself. You believe you must always be strong, always be wise, always make the right choices. You carry the weight of your image like invisible armor, rarely letting anyone see the cracks beneath it. But what happens when the pressure becomes too much? What happens when you can't live up to the impossible standards you've set? You might start feeling restless, frustrated, even ashamed. Not because you failed others, but because you feel you failed yourself. You push through exhaustion, telling yourself it's weakness to rest. You swallow sadness, telling yourself there's no time to feel. You keep going, even when every part of you is begging for a pause. And yet, the truth is simple. You are human. You were never meant to carry such heavy expectations alone. There is no shame in admitting you're tired. There is no weakness in needing care, compassion, and understanding, even from yourself. Recognizing this inner battle is not defeat. It's the beginning of true growth. True wisdom is knowing when to lower the shield you built to survive and instead wrap yourself in kindness. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. You are already enough, even in your most vulnerable moments. And sometimes the greatest act of strength is choosing to treat yourself with gentleness and patience, especially when no one else can see your struggle. At some point on your Sigma journey, you taught yourself to depend only on you. You built your world with strong walls, believing that needing others would make you weak or vulnerable. For a long time, this protected you. It helped you grow, thrive, and stand tall when others fell. But over time, the walls that kept pain out also kept love out. You may have found that the connections you once enjoyed now feel distant, or that reaching out for support feels unfamiliar, maybe even frightening. You tell yourself you don't need anyone. But deep inside, a quiet voice whispers, "I miss feeling connected." Relearning how to open your heart can feel like walking into a storm without an umbrella. It feels risky, uncomfortable, and uncertain. What if you trust the wrong person? What if you get hurt again? What if no one understands the real you? But here's a beautiful truth. Opening up does not erase your independence. It enhances it. You are not giving away your power when you let people in. You are sharing your light, not losing it. When you allow someone to see the parts of you that are tender and imperfect, you are not weaker. You are braver than ever before. Because real connection comes not from showing people your mask, but from letting them see your true face. It won't happen all at once. It will take small steps, reaching out, sharing a fear, letting someone hold space for you without judgment. And yes, sometimes you will get hurt. But more often, you will find people who meet you with love, respect, and kindness. You don't have to carry the world alone anymore. You are still the strong, independent soul you've always been. But now, you're wise enough to know that true strength is not measured by how well you stand alone. It's measured by how courageously you choose to open your heart again and again, no matter how many times life dares you to close it. Letting people in isn't giving up your freedom. It's enriching your life with color, depth, and joy. The very things that make this journey worth walking. The Sigma woman's path is filled with strength, bravery, and self-reliance. But sometimes these very strengths can bring feelings of loneliness, confusion, and self-doubt. The good news is, you don't have to walk this road alone. By welcoming balance, softness, and connection with others, you can find your true, whole self again. Life won't always give you clear signs. There will be days when you wonder if you're lost. But remember, the beauty of life is in its twists and turns. Each moment is a new chance to find yourself again. You are not just your past. You are not just your toughness. You are not just your independence. You are your ability to grow, to change, and to become someone even better. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. If you enjoyed today's talk, don't forget to subscribe and join the time-tested advice family. Together, we'll keep exploring, learning, and growing. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.